back to the haha. Wow. I try to anticipate that reaction every time, and I always guess wrong. Hey y'all, welcome out tonight. My name is Lauren. I am the station manager of Elon Student Television. Woo! Wow, okay. Your sponsor this evening. I'm going to talk really quickly about the charity y'all's drinks, food, everything are supporting tonight. So thank you to those of you who grabbed a beer, a glass of wine, anything like that. We are supporting and fundraising for the California Fire Foundation tonight. They work directly with the fire relief aid for families and communities affected by wildfires in the entire state of California, but with this evening specifically in time for the LA wildfires. They do a lot of outreach with families and relocation, so we're really excited to partner with them for a profit share tonight. So keep drinking, keep laughing. I'm going to keep this short and introduce our haha host for tonight, who is making his haha host debut. Ooh. Definitely didn't practice that. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Mr. Benji Stern.
Thank you guys all for coming. Thank you, Lauren. Give it up for Lauren, without whom none of this would be possible. Truly, none of this would have been possible without you, Lauren. Thank you for that, all your support. Thank you to Kai Swanson, who is our advisor. Again, none of this would be possible without them. And thank you, Mr. Phil Oakhouse. I think that's his actual name. Phil Oakhouse is his full legal name, for letting us host here every once in a while. We appreciate you. And thank you, everybody, for coming out. Give yourself a round of applause, please. Yeah, so again, all of your boozing tonight is covered. It will be going to the LA wildfire, so keep drinking, and it's really a good deal we have going here. You know, you drink, we tell jokes, you get drunk, you finally laugh at our jokes, and everybody wins. It's really a great situation. So please keep boozing and get excited for our first comedian, who checks a lot of boxes. They are a queer, disabled comic from the most rural-sounding town you can think of, North Carolina. They are a CTA BFA and a creative writing BA with minors in classical studies, and their party trick is singing song covers in ancient Latin. So please give it up for Mackenzie James.
So I started a new medication, and I'm getting a lot of side effects. Normal things like being more emotional than usual, having to pee a lot, a sudden rampant increasing fear of electric vehicles, the thing we all go through. You look like you're terrified of the sound of a Tesla approaching. We all get it. Because I want to talk to Tesla's big board of decision makers, and when they decided that they wanted to implement a pedestrian warning signal, which I appreciate, that's a good thing that they did, who decided they wanted to make it sound like the heavens were opening up and a horde of angels was descending down to pluck you from your body in this mortal plane? Because I've never been more terrified walking home late at night now, seeing a light shine behind me, and hearing the sound of 10 angel Gabriels behind me, and I'm just walking down the street like, I don't want to be the next Virgin Mary, I don't want to be the next Virgin Mary, I don't want to be the next Virgin Mary, until they finally pass and I'm okay again. Because for context, this is what the pedestrian warning signal sounds like if you don't know it. And this is simulated audio of what some people think the rapture might sound like. I think I'd rather the car just hit me. And it doesn't help once I'm actually inside the vehicle anymore, because I still don't understand why we have iPad kidified our drivers. I don't have a lot of experience with these cars. I got my dream car already, a 2006 Prius, and even I still get annoyed when the screen flashes at me at night like, oh my god, you're pressing the gas? That's crazy. And just in case you forgot, and it's so okay if you did, let me animate this for you. Your tires are rotating this way. Am I helping you yet? We stopped. I appreciate that very enthusiastic laugh about that. But it's like, it feels like it's even more distracting when you have in a Tesla, like the little people walking along in the cars, as if you don't have eyes to see, which I would hope you would. But like John McJaywalker is walking across the screen like, and then he starts doing like a really sick robot, and you have to appreciate it until you've hit 7 elderly women who were just trying to cross the road. It's like, I feel like, was no one gonna tell me also until I was inside the car that sometimes if you get in a wreck, the doors will lock on you? Was no one gonna tell me that until I get in my Uber and the guy turns around and he's like, hey, you're gonna see God this trip. Do you want some water? And the thing is, he's not wrong. Because if I get into one more hard stop in a Tesla, I think I'll become religious again. I'm just sitting there in the back like, I still don't want to be the next Virgin Mary. I still don't want to be the next Virgin Mary. I'll tell you which way the tires are rotating. I'll do anything. But now I get to sit next to my ride, John McJay-Walker, and he's like, hey girl, I'm gonna be with you forever, because when the car crashes, the doors won't open and the button to release it is too hard to find or even know about. So we're gonna be together forever because no one's gonna separate us from the car and the fire and the explosion. And I'm just sitting there like, damn, John, that was smooth. That was sexy even. I think I love you now. On my hands and knees for you. Yay, thanks, John. So like, I don't, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not a design flaw. Maybe I'm being a little harsh on Tesla, because if I get into a wreck, I don't want anyone to see me, to know that I made a mistake. Don't look at me, I'm embarrassed, I'm shy. Don't talk to me about it, and don't look at my driver's license because there's a really bad baby photo of me on it, because, surprise, new executive order, babies have driver's licenses now. Congrats, go babies. I can't tell what's real and what's my medication anymore. So if anyone in here is named John and has a Tesla or an electric vehicle, which is a higher statistical probability in this room than I would normally be comfortable and not afraid of, let's just have a chat. Let's talk about it. So I can ask you why. After all of this why, I've been Mackenzie James.
Give it up for Mackenzie one more time. I love you too, Caleb. Our next comedian asked for a WWE entry, so here we go. Introducing your next performer. You can find him sitting outside Lakeside, scribbling on his legal notepad, weighing in at 58 kilograms. He's lean, he's mean, he's the man that I would be with if I wasn't with my girlfriend. What are you? My co-producer, Arno.
I gave you very specific instructions on how to perform that, and you did fantastic. Hello, how's everyone doing? That's awesome. As Benji mentioned, I'm Adam, and I am co-producer of the Haha, an amazing show. So what does that really mean, though? No, seriously, Lauren, what's my job? She doesn't even know. I think my job is finding talent, personally. We have our comedic talent here tonight. Everyone give a round of applause for our comedic talent over here. But I step off the stage to do crowd work. What I'm looking for right now is a talented Elon student. And what quantifier would find this ultimate Elon student? Someone who is overcommitted as fuck.
Oh, right here.
We'll find out. We will find out. This type of person's Google Calendar will look like a pride flag. Like, this person went to Orc Fair freshman year and said, yeah.
3 times.
Clearly something's happening right here. This person needs a secretary to make lunch plans with friends. So, the way this is going to work is I need you to raise your hand if you're a full-time student. Who's a full-time student? It's more than you. Come on. I know you go here. I'm in classes with some of you. Full-time students. Now, you can only keep them up now if you're a full-time student and are in at least 3 organizations. And that just means they can email. Maybe you get the email. Maybe you get a scholarship. Now, you have to attend this organization at least once a week now. At least one of these organizations. You're out? Really? That was impressive. Now, only keep your hand up if you also have a job. Okay, we're getting closer. Now, an executive position? So, before I finish this joke is based on a friend of mine who wasn't supposed to be here at the Thursday show. So I'm going to keep going. You are 2 jobs. Wow, okay. 2 executive positions? Ooh. Do we only have 1 hand left? Is it that? Okay, so who is this back here?
Lucy.
Oh, hi Lucy. This is not the friend it's based on, but this is a friend of mine. Hi Lucy. Everyone give a round of applause for Lucy. Lucy, can you just go ahead and tell me, what are your jobs? What do you have as jobs on campus?
I work for Elon. Yeah, you guys.
She's my boss, actually. Fun fact.
I'm a tour guide.
She's a tour guide.
And for Sigma Kappa.
And for Sigma, any Sig Caps here tonight? Any other Sig Caps? You really got to bring them out next time, Lucy. That's highly disappointing. Well, Lucy, because I'll see you later, that means I'm going to give you get a little prize. This is your new necklace for you. It says free time is for the week, because that's your mantra. Everyone get a round of applause for Lucy. Awesome. So that's all the crowd work I'm doing. I have a set too, surprisingly. I studied abroad. Give a round of applause for study abroad. You know, the GEC. The GEC telling us if you're a junior, you need to get the fuck out of here. I studied abroad in Denmark. I know. Oh, yeah, Denmark. I know, a white guy in a Scandinavian country. What's gonna happen? Is he gonna fit in? How is he gonna communicate with them? Only 86% of Danes speak English. That's a full 14% of Danish people who also pretty much speak English and they just don't admit it. They're like, oh, I took Danish in school, and then they use words like effervescent, eloquent, while I say, oh, ain't that purty? For real, I did try to learn Danish, so I did what any good language learner would do. I downloaded Duolingo. Rest in peace, that owl. Actually, I think the owl is alive again. No, is it back? Is the owl back? Okay, that's scary. I downloaded Duolingo and I got to my first lesson, and the first word was hi, pronounced hi, meaning hi. Spelled H-E-J? Hedge? And I said hedge to Duolingo, and I was like, that's wrong. So I uninstalled Duolingo. They don't want me to learn Danish anyways. I did learn things over there, because, you know, it's an experiential learning requirement, not an expensive leisure retreat. And it felt like it's like that sometimes. So I did learn some stuff. I took a class on satire, you know, like humor for pretentious people. And it was called What's So Funny? And I found out, not satire. There's something profoundly unfunny about studying satire. What was really cool is they brought in a Danish stand-up comedian. You know, they have those. And he told us about the history of Danish stand-up, and that basically, in like the 2000s, Danish people came to America, watched our comedians, went back to Denmark, and stole their jokes. And it worked, because no one could get past hedge. Like, they couldn't figure out that there was a problem going on. And it worked for a while, and like, you know, now they are better people, so they stopped doing that. They're no longer funny, but they try, they do better. But I was so inspired that class that I took some notes, which is surprising as a study abroad trip. I wrote down, get Netflix subscription, re-download Duolingo, become famous Danish stand-up comedian. And so I'll be having a tour in Odense in Copenhagen next year. Everyone should make it out to that, 2026. I'm touring Denmark, telling jokes that I heard from John Mulaney. I don't want to be similar to him. I was in Denmark for the election, you know, that thing. And people are often like, oh, that must have been so nice to be in Europe during the election because you don't have to think about it. No! They were more invested in our election than I think some of us were. Like, it's like their reality TV. Like, they don't watch Real Housewives of Copenhagen. They watch the crumbling of the American democracy. Like, they watch Our Country Fall. And I hope we get another season. So what really sucked is post-election. Besides like all the things that suck post-election, what was really annoying is after the election, I would tell a European that I'm American, and they would respond to me like I just told them my parents were viciously murdered. Oh, that's terrible. Are you okay? Do you need anything? Oh, what are you gonna do now? They were really just worried about like Greenland, but like they pretended to care about me. Red, White, and Blue Land coming 2026. That's a real bill. That's not satire. You should do some research. They have universal health care over in Denmark. I know, it's crazy. They pay taxes, I guess. And what's really interesting about universal health care is that it makes being sick different. Because for one, they don't believe in cold medicine. They just suffer at home, which is a different system. They get to stay home, but also, I just wanted some Dayquil. They don't have it. But what's really interesting is that they have this phone number for non-emergency medical issues. So you could call it and be like, hey, I have a fever and a runny nose. And they'd be like, you're sick, stay home. And that's how it works in Denmark. And I think it's kind of different here in the US, of course, because you say I have a fever and a runny nose, so you have your symptoms. So the first thing you do is Google your symptoms. And then you find out it's terminal. You have 14 days left to live. You should see an oncologist. I only know what that is from Grey's Anatomy. It's just it's a different system. Hot take, I'm scared of death. Anyone else scared of death? I feel like if I hear scared of death, what's going on after that? But also, I don't want to live to 102. They don't seem happy. All their friends are dead. And they don't know how technology works. They're just kind of confused. But luckily, I don't think I'm going to live to 102 because it's two ways to live to that age. One is be a positive member of your community and work out and eat well. Or complain every day. Drink 6 glasses of whiskey a night and polish it off with 12 packs of cigarettes, and God will make you live longer. And all of this is that we have to think of how fortunate we are here at the Haha, that we can do both in one night. Buy yourself a drink, the money goes to charity, and you're an active member of the community, so if you buy a drink, you're gonna live longer. Thank you, I've been Adam Arno.
Adam, I hope I make it to Bicentenarians with you. Our next comedian hails from Howard County, Maryland. She is a sophomore with a major in Stratcom and a minor in philosophy, politics, and economics, which if you didn't know is a minor that helps you understand how fucked up our country is from 3 different perspectives. Your next comedian is the one and only Megan Gruber.
Fun fact, that is not 3 separate minors, that is just one. It just makes it look smarter, so it's fun. I have a friend that I've known since 6th grade, and when you've known someone that long, there are bound to be certain things that you can't stand about them. The thing that I can't stand about her is how incredibly oblivious she is. She knows no famous people. One time I asked her if she knew who Samuel L. Jackson was, and then she asked me if that was a president. And if you're sitting there thinking, is that not a president? No. Here's the thing, I could understand why someone would think that, because Andrew Jackson is a president, same last name, makes sense. So I said to her, you're thinking of Andrew Jackson. And she said, no, I'm not. And I said, I'm pretty sure you are. And then she said no and sent me a picture of Abraham Lincoln and said I was thinking of this guy. So there are a couple things wrong with that. Number one being that Samuel L. Jackson is a black actor from the 21st century, and Abraham Lincoln was assassinated in 1865. Their timelines don't cross at all, and they have no similarities in their names. Also, she's studying to be an elementary school teacher. So if you weren't worried enough about the future, you can add that to the list. So at this point, I was kind of losing it. I asked her, do you know what number president Lincoln was? And I might be mistaken in thinking this, but I'm pretty sure that's common knowledge. So does anybody know what number president Lincoln was? 16. Yes, the 16th. She said the 7th. If you're wondering who the 7th president of America was, it's Andrew Jackson. So I'm pretty sure she was thinking of Andrew Jackson. Yeah. I'm no longer friends with her. Unrelated, I just don't like her anymore. I've lost 5 friends in the past year. And they didn't die or anything, so don't feel too bad. Yeah, they all said the same thing. They all said that I don't don't know how to take accountability, which I just think it's so weird that they all had the same exact misperception. I mean, what are the odds of that? What's your name?
Me?
Yep.
Lucas.
Lucas, do you have a favorite saying? Something like, don't beat a dead horse?
Wait, what is it? Yeah, I know.
Once the toothpaste is out, the tube can't put it back in.
There.
What? Once the toothpaste is out of the tube, you can't put it back in?
Yeah.
I've never heard that in my entire life. Oh, this is a thing here. My bad, I did not know that.
I was quoting one of my favorite professors.
Oh, it's a professor. Okay, very interesting.
It's true.
It is true.
Yeah,
Have you thought about that?
I haven't. My favorite phrase is cat's out of the bag. Why was it in the bag in the first place? And who put it there? That phrase means that a secret has gotten out, but most secrets have nothing to do with cats, unless you're like Carol Baskin. Do you guys remember Tiger King?
Yeah.
Are we like far enough away from that where we can admit she like definitely did it?
Yeah.
Because I feel like people were iffy on that at the time, but yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna reconstruct what I think happened when Cat's Out of the Bag was first said. All right, guy walks into a room, cat in a bag, reason unknown. I forgot to mention that this is set in the Middle Ages. Okay, guy walks in wearing a tunic, and it's a thing that they wore. Somebody else is already in the room, and she doesn't know that there's a cat in the bag. So she says, Burchard. That is a real medieval name that I looked up. Burchard? It sounds like a mix between Burp and Richard. Burchard, there better not be a cat in that bag. You know how I feel about putting cats into bags. Clearly this had happened before. But Burchard had had a long day at work being an executioner. So he decided it would just be easier if he lied. And thus the secret was born. But then Burchard was stupid and he dropped the bag and the cat got out. And he thought, it might be easier if I just state the obvious. Maybe my wife will not be upset. The cat is out of the bag. And then right at that moment, the cat jumped up and bit Burchard on the tongue. And his wife, obviously furious, said, what, cat got your tongue? But Burchard was still holding his axe from work. So he chopped off the head of the cat. And then as Burchard and his wife were staring at this poor dead cat, he realized that the only way he was going to win this argument was to gaslight her. A tale as old as time. So he looked her dead in the eyes and he said, your curiosity killed this cat. And there you have it, 3 phrases in one afternoon of a medieval marriage. Thank you so much. I've been Megan Gruber.
Megan, I'm pretty sure I voted for Samuel L. Jackson in that last one. Just saying. If any of you guys are watching these acts and thinking, hey, I could do stand-up comedy, you should audition for our next show, which is going to be on March 28th. I hope to see you all back here. And yeah, I think anybody should try stand-up comedy who wants to, and I think you guys are all capable. So we'd love to see you. Our next comedian has performed at Good Nights Comedy Club in Raleigh, the Don't Tell comedy shows, and he's opened for Steve Hofstetter and Martin Armani, and you know, don't ask me who those people are because I don't know either, but sorry. You know him, you love him, his name is E-Man.
Oh my God, hello. Hey. I'll be honest, man, I'm a little nervous. Not because of stand-up, just because I've never been in a room with so many white folks. I'm terrified, I'm scared. Lucas, you look vicious, bro. Don't try to beat me up. I'm really scared. I saw one other Mexican in my class, Carlos. I went up to him. I was like, "You okay, bro? You good?" He was like, "Yeah, man, but I go play pickleball." I was like, "Dear God, they got him too." I'm alone. It's tough being Mexican, man. I've been called so many names already, like Beaner, Mr. Rodriguez, gay, and it's just tough fitting in, man. I like it here, man. I like it here at Elon. If you don't know who I am, I'm E-Man. I'm at the DBT program here. I don't know those people. I don't know them. Nah, they're cool. They're my classmates. Man, I love it here, man. Like, shoot, I remember at the beginning of the year, I met my classmates, my professors, and I gotta be honest, y'all. I gotta be honest. I'm already crushing hard on someone, and it's tough. It's tough because I want to keep it professional, Lucas. I really do. So I guess I'll ask you for advice. I'll ask you guys for advice. Like, what do you think is the best way to ask out your professor? What do you think? Like, do I wait to walk across stage? You know, do I wait to walk across stage and be like, "Oh, thank you for my degree. I love you, by the way. I was a terrible student, but I'm a good husband." You know, like I just got it like that, man. Shoot, I remember there before school started, I got an email from the school that said, "Mr. Martinez, we accepted one too many students to the program. Would you be interested in our deferral program? Would you be willing to wait another year?" I was like, "Nah, man, I'm not gonna wait another year. It's my dream to become a physical therapist. You know, I'm doing this for my people, for my Hispanic community. I'm not gonna wait." Then they were like, "We'll give you 20 grand. I was like, "I can wait." Honestly, my people gonna be there when I finish, you know? Well, we'll see. Project 2025 is not looking too good for us, but, you know. That's funny, Lucas. That's funny. You know, Elon's a private institution, and I did my undergrad at a public school, you know, and it's just weird making that transition from a public school to a private school. Like, you guys don't steal bikes. That is crazy. Like, I was back at my school, and I saw this one dude with a stolen bike, and I knew it was stolen because it was my bike, and I looked closer, I'm like, "Oh shoot, yo, that's the dean with my bike." And that bike was very special to me because I stole it from my friend, and like any good person, I called him up. I was like, "Hey man, I think I know who has your bike." It's tricky though because he worked for the school. He's also the dean, but it's just tough being here, man. Like, it's really cool. Like, I went to the dining hall that's across the street here. Like, I went to go grab a drink, and you guys have that fancy ice. You know, y'all got that slushy ice. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Back in my school, we didn't have that. We didn't have fancy ice. We just had ice. And I'm terrified of them. Like, I'm really... Lucas, why are you not laughing, bro? Come on, bro. That was funny, bro. You know something I don't? What's going on? Alright, you're cool, man. Cool, Lucas is cool, man. I'm also single. Stop, bro. I know you, brother. Stop flirting with me, man. I'm single. Dating's tough because they got like all these apps now. They got what? They got Grindr. They got Farmers Only. They got that one Christian app. I think it's called Chick-fil-A. And I did get hit on at Chick-fil-A the other day, man. I was writing little jokes in my joke book, and this girl came up to me. She was like, "What are you writing?" And I panicked, man. I panicked. I was like, "Oh, I'm writing my daily devotions. I'm praying. It's just tough dating, man, because like women, y'all have some standards. Like I think women, y'all want somebody who's mature, you know, who's not childish. And I'm very mature for my height. I think I'm very mature, man. Like there's this one dude in my class. He's very immature for his height. You know, he's 6'2", but he's got 5'6" behavior. I don't like him. Anytime we're talking, he doesn't meet my eye line. It's very disrespectful. I'm gonna fight him. I'd be like, bro, sit down. He's like, I'm already sitting. I was like, all right, whatever. He's actually really sweet. This is a good guy right there. That's him right here. Shane. Shane, go ahead and stand up. All right, sit down, bro. Lay down, matter of fact. He's a good guy, but he's tall, so I'm gonna fight him. No, man. I'm also like just very dumb. Like I'm really dumb. And that's okay. You know, I knew I was dumb at a young age. You know, I knew I was dumb because you know how like some parents had a bumper sticker that said my child was an A honor roll student. Yeah, my parents had a sticker that said he tried his best. You know, he tried. I feel like a lot of women like to go running nowadays, and I don't know anything about running. I really don't. Like this one girl was like, I just like hitting that runner's high. And I didn't know what that meant, so I just went along. I was like, yeah, I also like to get high. She was like, it hits me hard, especially when my joints are smoke. I was like, yeah, I bet. Same here. I'm just very self-conscious about the way I run. Like I got ashy knees, like I don't want to expose that to the public. And the way I run is very like awkward. Like for some reason, my elbow doesn't bend. Like for some reason, it just does this. This is ridiculous. I can't do this in public. People are gonna be like, look, there goes Elon Musk. And I can't do that. I can't do that. Hey, thank you guys so much. My name is Emanuel.
Go, please. Kill that. Let's go, Riback. Oh man, that's my first time seeing it. That was amazing. Just want one more time to plug our next show, March 28th. He'll be back. Everybody will be back. We also have a Instagram where we'll post reels and promotions and all the other important haha related things. So go follow the haha. Also, if you are interested in doing stand-up yourself, Adam is running these workshops to do stand-up, so you can go learn how to be a stand-up comic from the professional himself. So get ready for our next comedian. He is a last semester senior who is gearing up for the trip to LA. He's moving to LA. And he wanted me to ask you to stream his new song, Lulu Leggings, on Spotify and Apple Music, but I thought that was corny, so I left that out of my bed. And he also just hit 780 listeners on Spotify. It is also the same number of people that unsubscribed from his channel, but he is the man, he's the one and only Mr. J Ribs, Jesse Riback. Give it up for Eman, everybody. It was great. Come on. I have a question for the men, or anybody with a penis for that matter. When you pee, how's your aim? Is it good? I'm a marksman. I'm like Steph Curry from 3, splash. I'm so good I can write J-Ribs with my piss. J-R-I-B-S. I get a lot of pee practice because I put the I-B-S in J-Ribs. But when I'm drunk, my aim goes to shit. I'm like Tracy McGrady, you know? I'm hitting the ceiling, the floor, the wall, it's no good. So here's the first song of the night. Hit it, J-Lo. I pissed all over the floor. My mother-in-law is next door. The bathroom is flooding. I'm thinking of running, never to be seen no more. I pissed all over my pants, and now I'm missing the dance. My date is awaiting. I am masturbating. She's dancing with another man. I pissed in the Holocaust Museum. My bladder is bad. I'm running away from here. Piss, piss.
great pianist, yes.
Yeah, he is.
And he just got circumcised too, so that's great. Now we can be an 85. It's my last semester here at Elon, sad I know. But I figured it was time to try something new. Like sit in the last row of class, the way back, where my head touches the back wall. You see, I normally sit in the front, especially when the teacher's in absolute smoke. Mr. Sachs. No, I'm just kidding. I sat in the front because I wanted good grades, but now in my last semester, I don't give a fuck. And in the back, sorry for my foul language. And in the back row, I get a view of everything, the entire class. I see it all. In the front row, people are paying attention, diligently taking notes, staring at the big bulge in Mr. Sachs' pants. The second row, they're kind of paying attention. They're on their computers, they're playing Wordle. All right, guys, we're here, come on.
You're sitting down there.
The bulge, yeah, I know. The second row, they're playing Wordle. It's somewhat educational, not really. The third row, they're not really taking notes. They're shopping for dresses. And you know who you are if that's you. And the last row, the row I'm now in, has the nappers, the cool math gamers, shout out Run 3, and the online blackjack players. I thought I went to college, but then I realized I went to Elon, so that makes sense. I want to thank my grandfather for helping pay for my Elon education. It's too bad he can't remember, though. He has dementia. Don't get me wrong, dementia sucks. It's terrible. But there are some good things. I mean, he loves music. From Snoop Dogg to Elvis to Buddy Holly, you name it, he loves it. But he doesn't remember a lot of his favorite singers and artists are dead. But what if to him, they never died? A couple months ago, we took him to see an Elvis Presley tribute concert. And he's singing, dancing. He thought he was watching the real Elvis Presley. Now, what if we took the same logic to artists who have done terrible, unspeakable things? The cancel games. Diddy's playing in a couple weeks, and I'm going to tell him not to forget to bring his own baby oil. And in a couple months, Kanye is playing. I'm not going to tell him what he said about the Jews. It would just break his heart. But the worst part about his dementia is he can't bathe himself. So I have to help. Here's the last song of the night. Hit it, J-Lo. Themselves, his body hair is clogging the drain, giving Grandpa a sponge bath. Oh, why am I stuck here? Why am I lathering soap all over his balls? His balls? His balls? Why is he shoving his hairy ass in my face? In my face? In my face? Giving Grandpa Grandpa's sponge bath. Chill, everybody, come on. If you liked any of that, look up J-Ribs, Apple Music, Spotify, TikTok, Instagram, you name it, I'm on it. Let's get to 800 monthly listeners. Up next, we have Harry. But first, Benji's going to host.
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you. That was... I
think that was music. I think that was good. Our next comedian. Actually, the first time I met him, we were in Clohan. I was standing in front of the burger bar, and I was standing in front of the burger bar, and he's walking towards me, sort of lumbering towards me, and I'm scared he's gonna eat me, but he saw my kippa, and he realized I was friend, not foe, not food, and he just wanted to make a connection with another Jew. And he's one of the sweetest guys you'll ever meet. He's the reason the McEwen ice cream machine is always broken. He is Leibow!
What's up, y'all? Anyone else like setting the age settings on Hinge to 50 plus? Listen, I like seeing what's out there. Maybe my future wife isn't in college. Maybe she's in a nursing home. Another thing is, the older the woman is, the closer her face will be to the camera. So by the time you get to like 60 plus, it's just a photo of her eye. Which is nice, because you know you're getting into it, like the wrinkle situation. Also, older women, very formal over text. I got a message that was like, "Dearest Harry, I have found your message well, and I would be interested in attending supper with you." And that was a response to me saying, "You up?" It's like, you think you're talking to a potential girlfriend and they think they're talking to HR. One woman got legitimately offended. She was like, "What makes you think you qualify to date a woman my age?" I was like, qualify? I think the only real qualification is just striking out with girls your own age. No, but I was like, I have a bad ankle, I'm going bald, I'm kind of like a guy your age. The only real difference is financial stability, I guess. I'm 20 years old, but if someone described me, you'd be like, "That's an old man." Listen, I didn't memorize this, damn it. No, I had to bring the age range back down to the 20s. Because I took this one older woman to a restaurant, and when she bit into her sandwich, her dentures came out. Listen, I don't know if you've ever had to help someone retrieve their teeth, but I finished that sandwich. Hinge is interesting. I went on a date with this one girl whose ex still lived with her. Some people might have a problem with that. I don't. I think it's great that they're on good terms. You want your girlfriend to be on good terms with her ex because it means that she wasn't the glaring issue. I want my girlfriend seeing her ex at least once a week, maybe over coffee or dinner. So she's telling me about her ex, and then at the end of it she goes, "Listen, I'm not abusive, but I will hit him." I was like, I didn't know you could do take-backsies on abuse. And so I told her I have the same philosophy. I'll never ghost you, but I will stop answering your calls. For that day, we went to her old job to pick up a check. That was because I didn't want to spend any money. I didn't feel like it, so I was like, let's just run errands. And her old job was it was a Subway sandwiches inside of a hospital. Which is a step up from a normal Subway sandwiches. Because if you're lucky, you might be making someone's last meal. And I asked her why she was no longer working there, and she just said, "Arabs." And, me, I'm trying to make conversation, so I was like, "Oh, how many?" And she was like, "A lot," so it must have been a pretty serious situation. No, the worst part of the date was every time we would stop at a red light, her car would die, and she would have to turn it off and back on again. I was like, this car still has more steam than this relationship. We were also in a bad neighborhood. I was so scared for my safety that I couldn't even focus on how bad the date was going. By the time we passed that 5th cash for gold sign, I knew I had to lock my place. And as the date ended, she got a call from her mom saying that her brother had cut his finger off. And that wasn't the weird part. The weird part was she was like calm about it. Like she still drove me home after that. I think that was kind of my fault. I was like, how much more blood is he gonna lose if we go 3 more exits? She recently posted that she was going on another first date, and I wanted to find the guy's account so I could warn him. I wanted to be like, listen, dude, this girl's not all there, and neither are her brother's fingers. But she was posting about the first date, and I felt like that's a little soon to announce a relationship. I plan on doing it very late. In fact, announcing our relationship is going to be my present to my wife for our 5-year anniversary. Until then, she's just my roommate. All right, thank you. That's all for me.
Harry, I love you, bud. Thank you.